So we are dealing with the AFCAT 2018 solved paper. So let us summarize something about AFCAT paper, or you can call it AFCAT. The full form of AFCAT is Air Force Common Admission Test. Okay, the particular test contains 3 sections. First section is your GK section, the general knowledge section. Another section contains the questions on aptitude section, where you have the quantitative aptitude, that is the general mathematics questions. And another subsection of the aptitude section is covered as reasoning, or logical reasoning rather. Okay, and the third section of the AFCAT paper is your English, or we can call it the grammar part also. Okay, and there are in all 100 questions in your AFCAT test paper, divided into 3 sections: the GK, the aptitude, and the English section. So let us begin with the questions itself. First of all, we have questions on the aptitude and quantitative section, where we can call it as general mathematics also. So the first question is: the difference between compound interest and simple interest accrued on an amount at the end of third year at a rate of 10% is 77.5 rupees. What is the amount? So basically he's saying that compound interest on a principal minus the simple interest on the same principal for, he's saying for 3 years. He's saying for 3 years has to be 77.5 rupees. Okay, he has given the value of the rate, that is 10%. So let us just use it. We have a formula for compound interest, that is amount to minus principal. So the formula becomes the amount. For the amount, the formula is P into 1 plus R over 100 to the power N. So for P, we have to again write P. This is the compound interest thing. Minus, if I want to do simple interest, the formula for simple interest is P into R into T upon 100. So this is the formula for simple interest, and this has to come for this case, this has to come 77.5 rupees. So let us put all the values. P is unknown for us, or one thing we can do, we can take common P from all the 3 terms. This is first term, second term, third term. Let's take the P common. So what all we remain with? 1 plus rate value is 10%, so it is 10 by 100 to the power N. N is nothing but the time value, that is 3, minus, as the P is taken common, so this is 1, minus again, P is taken common again, so it has to be only R into T upon 100. R value is 10 into T value is 3 upon 100. And this sum should come out to be 77.5 rupees. That is how we have put the values inside. If we further solve this, what we're going to get? P is still outside. 1 plus 10 over 100 is 1 by 10. So it's 10 plus 1, 11 by 10. So 11 cube by 10 cube is going to be 11 cube by 10 cube minus 1 minus 10 cuts the 100 10 times. So it is 3 by 10 simply. And that has to be 77.5 rupees. If we further solve this, okay, so P, and the inside part is, if I solve this, 11 cube is 1331. And if I take the 10 cube, that is 1000 as the common. Now I have to deal with 1331 minus 10 cube is 1000 minus 300. Okay, and this should again be equal to 77.5. If I further solve this particular equation, where do I reach to? Let me do it on this part. Where do I reach to? The P value multiplied by 31 has to be 77,500. And then if I cut it, so P value is coming out to be, this 77,500 is completely cut by 31. So P value is coming out to be 2,500. So the principal on which this thing was done, the principal value is 2,500. So answer becomes B, 2,500 rupees. Next question. Now he's saying a person sells 2 horses for rupees 1,200 each. That is selling price 1 is 1,200. And again, the selling price 2 is 1,200 again. Okay, there are 2 selling prices given. Now, what are they asking? On a first, at a profit of, first has been sold at a profit of 20%. Another has been sold at a loss of 20%. See, the profit or the loss percent is same, 20-20. Okay, so he's asking the overall profit oblique loss in the percentages. So he's asking whether there will be an overall profit or there will be an overall loss. And if it is overall profit, that is how much, and if it is overall loss, that is also how much. So in such cases where the profit or the loss percent is same, we have we always go through a common loss. Okay, whenever the selling price of two articles is same and you have a similar profit as the loss percent, then in that case you always suffer from a loss, and the formula for that is, we can call it as common profit oblique loss percent formula. Okay, we can call it as common profit or loss percent formula. There is always a loss. Okay, in this situation there is always a loss. So simply we can call it common loss percent. When you have two selling prices as same, then you have this formula working for you. Let me write it here. Okay, this formula will work only when the selling price number 1 is equal to selling price number 2. Cost price can be different, but if the selling prices are same, this is the formula that works out common loss percent, and the formula is common profit or loss percent divided by 10 and the whole square of that percent. So the common loss percent that will occur will be common profit or loss percent divided by 10 whole square percent. So let us put the values. Common profit or loss. The common profit or loss for this case is 20%. So let me write 20 for that, divided by 10 and whole square into 100% into percent. Okay, so if I cut this is going to be 2 and this is going to be 4%, simply the answer. Okay, so we don't need to know the cost price, rather we don't need to deal with the selling price also. If the selling price is same for two articles and there has been a profit or a loss of similar percentage value, then the common loss occurs always, and the value of that is formulated using this formula, and it comes out to be 4% loss always. Okay, so the right answer becomes A, 4% loss. Question number 3, the average of 5 by 16 and 3 by 8 is, okay, so we know how to calculate the average. Average is sum of all divided by total number. Okay, so how much it is? The sum of all. So we have two things here, so we need to add them. 5 by 16 plus 3 by 8, as there are 2 in number, so divided by 2. If I solve this comes out to be the 16 being the LCM, and then 16 into 2 come in the scene here. So 5 plus 8, 2 just 16, 2 3 just 6, so it is 11 by 32. If we further solve this, 11 by 32, we're going to get the answer as now. Then the next question says average of 5 by 16 and 3 by 8 is. We know what is an average. Average of 5 by 16 and 3 by 8. Simply the average formula is sum of all. The formula for average is sum of all divided by total number. That is how many total number of things or number of person or number of anything is involved. So if we do this, sum of all, we need to add two numbers here, 5 by 16 plus 3 by 8. And we have to divide it by 2 because the total number is 2. If you solve this further, we can take it like this, 16 into 2, and then this is 5 plus 8, 2 just 16, 2 3 just 6, so it is going to be 11 by 32 for us. If we further solve this 11 by 32, we're going to get as 0.3475. 0.3475 is the average. So option number C is right. Let us have next question. Efficiency of A, B, and C is in the ratio 4, 5, 6. What is the ratio of the time in which they complete the work? Okay, so this is a time and work question. As we can understand that time is inversely proportional to efficiency. The time taken to do a work is obviously inversely proportional to efficiency of the person to do the work. So similarly, he has given us the ratio of efficiency 4, 5, 6, and he's asking for the ratio of the time they take to do the work. So if it is inversely proportional, then obviously the ratio of time will be the reciprocals or the multiplicative inverse of all these things. So it will be equal to 1 upon 4, that is the first efficiency is inverse, is to 1 upon 5, that is the second efficiency is inverse, is to 1 upon 6, that is the third efficiency is inverse. Now we need to solve this thing and find out a simple ratio. How we can do that? We can take the LCM 4, 5, and 6, the common LCM being 60. 4, 15 is to 5 with 12 is to 6 with 10. So the ultimate ratio comes out to be 15 is to 12 is to 10, and that is the ratio of the time they require to complete the work. 15 is to 12 is to 10. So we go with option C. That is the right answer. Question number 5. Someone purchased 5 dozen of eggs in rupees 100, out of which 20% eggs were found broken. At what rate he should sell eggs so that he gets 10% profit? Okay, first of all, we need to know the cost price is 100 rupees. And selling price, how much selling price he wants? He's saying so that he gets 10% profit. So he wants to have 10% profit over 100 rupees. So what is 10% of 100 rupees? Is 10 rupees only. Okay. So how much profit does he want? He wants 10 rupees profit. So naturally the selling price, which is nothing but cost price plus profit, becomes how much? 100 plus 10, that is 110 rupees should become the selling price. That means all the eggs that are still he left with should be sold at 110 rupees finally. Now let us find out how many eggs he is left out with. Initially he had 5 dozen of eggs. 5 dozen is obviously equal to 12 into 5, that is 60 eggs initially he had. And what happened then? Out of which 20% eggs were found broken. So 20% eggs have been found broken. So remaining eggs would be, if 20% of something is removed from it, how much percent is left? Is obviously 100 minus 20%. That is nothing but 80% is left. So that means 80% of x he is still left out with. So how much is 80% of x? 60. Let us find out. The remaining x are 60's 80%. That many x are remaining still there. If you solve this, we're gonna get 8 6 ja 48 eggs. He is left out with 48 eggs, and that those 48 eggs are to be sold at 110 rupees. So what is being asked is, they are asking what will be the at what rate he should sell it. So we'll have to find out the cost of one egg. Okay, so 48, we can say it like this: 48 eggs are to be sold at 110 rupees, because that is the selling price decided. So one egg will be sold at, let us divide 110 by 48. If we further solve this is going to be 55 by 24. If we further solve this is coming out to be 2.29 and something also. So we can take it for 2 digits only, 2.29 rupees. Okay, so the rate at which the one egg should be sold is 2.29 rupees. So the answer is option number A, 2.29. Let us have question number 6. A bank give 16% interest per annum, compounded semi-annually. What interest a man gets on amount of rupees 10,000 in 2 years? Okay, so we need to know the compound interest. Our interest, okay, we need to know the compound interest. So formula for compound interest is obviously goes through amount. Okay, so let us find out amount formula. Okay, amount formula for compound interest is going to be P into 1 plus R over 100 to the power n, where R is rate percent, n is time, and P is principal, A is amount. But he has said compounded semi-annually. Whenever the things are semi-annually compound, what we do is we do certain changes. Instead of R, we do R by 2. That is, we do the half of it. And instead of n, we make it as 2n, double the time, half the rate. This is what we do for our semi-annually compounding system. So let us find out now how much amount he's making. Let us put all the values. Principal is given to be 10,000. 1 plus rate percent was 16. So we're going to do 16 by 2 divided by 100. And to the power 2n. N was 2 years. So we're going to do 2 into 2. So this is what our formula for amount becomes. Okay, let us try to solve further. How much this is giving us? 10,000. And this is 16 by 2 is 8. 8 by 100, if you do, this is going to be your 2 by 25. And if we further solve this will give us 27 by 25 whole square. Whole 4 rather, because 2 square is 4. And if you further try to solve this is going to be 10,000 and 27 square. This is going to be 27 square into 27 square divided by 625, that is square of 25 into 625. Okay, if you further solve this, we can cut these number by 25 times. So 25 is 400 times, then again 25 times, then again 25 by, divides if 400, then it will be your 16. Okay, so if you further solve these number, that is 16 multiplied by 27 square multiplied by 27 square, okay, over your 625, we get the final number as 13,605. So that is going to be my amount. Okay, 13,605 rupees. That is going to be my amount if I follow the scheme that is given to me. The answer is 13,605, and that is going to be option number D as an answer. Question number 7. Find the value of under root 0.0081 plus under root 0.0064. Okay, so let us try to do something. Under root 0.0081 plus under root 0.0064. If we try to break this, see, we can see these are perfect squares and there are double decimal involved. So obviously we can write it as under root 0.09 square plus, similarly I can write this as 0.08 square. Okay, and the square and under root get cancelled, so I left out with 0.09 plus 0.08, and if I add them, I'm going to get how much is 0.17. So that is the answer only, which is given in option number C. Find the value of 216 to the power 0.16 and 16 to the power 0.18. 216 to the power 0.16 and it's 16 to the power 0.18. So it is 256, not 216, to the power 0.16 into 16 to the power 0.18. Question number 8. The question says it has to be 256 to the power 0.16 multiplied by 16 to the power 0.18. There seems to be a correction. In place of 216, this has to be 256. So this is the question in front of us. We have to solve this. So we can see that 256 comes in the power of 2 and same goes with 16. They both come in the power of 2. So we can write this simply as 256 is nothing but 2 to the power 6, 7 and 8. 2 to the power 8 is 256 and the whole power goes up as 0.16 into 16 is nothing but 2 to the power 4 and the whole power goes as 0.18. As the power over power gets multiplied, so we can multiply these two numbers here and here also. So we can simply write this as 2 to the power 1.28 multiplied by 2 to the power 0.72. 18 4 is 72. So as the number over the power has been raised is same, so we can simply add. Okay, in the multiply thing, the powers get added up, so we can simply multiply these powers. That so we can simply add these powers. 2 to the power 1.28, 2 to the power 1.28 plus 0.72, that we can do over 2. So it becomes 2 to the power 1.2 is going to be 2. So it is 2 to the power 2, that is 4 is the final answer. So the option number A is right. Question number 9 is saying if there is 25% increase in the cost of the sugar, by what percent consumption should be decreased in order to maintain the expenditure? Okay, so this is a question of percentage. Okay, we have a percentage formula when we deal in like percentage reduction in consumption. There's a formula for percentage reduction in consumption if there has been or there is a certain percentage increase, a certain percentage, let me say R percent increase, certain percentage increase has occurred. Okay, so we are looking for a formula which gives us percentage reduction in the consumption, how much consumption should be reduced so that the whatever is the increase in the price of something that can be diluted. Okay, so that can be calculated as the formula for percentage reduction in consumption is going to be, the formula is percentage change, or rather the percentage increase divided by 100 plus percentage change. Okay, this is going to be the formula and this has to get multiplied by 100 and this overall answer will again come in percentage. So let us put the values inside. He's saying there's a 25% increase, so percentage change is going to be 25 divided by what percent should be decreased? Maintain the expenditure, so divided by 100 plus again the change is still 25 into 100. If we solve this comes out to be 25 by 125 into 100. 25 5 times is 125 and 5 20 times is going to be 100. So the answer simply becomes 20%. So if there is a commodity whose price has been increased by 25%, so that commodity's consumption should be decreased by 20% so that the expenditure can be maintained. So the right answer is B. Question number 10, he says average marks of a class are 70. If average marks of failed students are 40 and pass students are 80, find the percentage of passing students. How many students have, how many percent student have passed? So the first thing he's saying is average marks of class, if failed students are 40 and passed students are something. So let us say, let the number of failed students, okay, or the let failed students is equal to X. Okay, so and we let us assume something else also. Let's have pass number of students as Y. Now the total number of student becomes how much? X plus Y. Now there is an average thing that total is going to be number of failed student plus number of pass students, or we can say total of all the student marks is going to be the failed students marks plus pass student marks. So total of all the student marks can be calculated by average multiplied by the total number of students over there. So average of all the class is 70. So 70 multiplied by X plus Y, because the total number of students are X plus Y. This is going to be the total marks. Okay, fail marks, the marks, consolidated marks of the failed students that we are supposed to calculate. We have number of failed student as X, so this is going to be X into, and the average marks of the failed students are 40, so it's going to be X into 40 plus pass percentage marks. Passing average marks are 80 and the passing students are Y. So this is our equation becomes. Let us quickly try to solve this. 70X plus 70Y is going to be 40X plus 80Y. Okay, if you further solve this, this is going to be 30X is equal to 10Y. So if you try to take X by Y, we're going to get as 1 by 3. He's asked for the percentage of pass students. So percentage of pass student, that means Y has to be the percentage value of Y has to be calculated. So it's obviously going to be Y by X. So the Y by X value comes out to be 3 by 1. Okay, they have asked the question in the terms of percentage, so we need to break this 100% value in the passing and the failing students. 100% can be broken into pass students is to fail students, so the ratio says it has to be 3:1. So if I break 100 into 3:1, that is going to be 100 divided by 3 plus 1. This is what I am calculating for passing ones, percentage of pass students. Okay, so it's going to be 100 over 3 plus 1 into 100 over 3 plus 1 into 3, because the passing part is 3. How much it is? 25 into 3, that is 75%. Okay, so 75% have been passed and obviously 25% have been failed. So the answer is 75%. 75%. Okay. Now he's saying population of a village increase 5% per annum. If its population at the end of 2016 was 18 lakh 52,200, what was the population in 2014? So there's a percentage increase formula we can always have, or we can say the growth formula. Okay, growth percentage formula increase. Okay, what is that formula? Final population or final growth or final number. Okay, final population or final growth or final number that he's looking for in 2016 will be followed by population in the present year, that is 2014, or where from the population growth has started. For that case, our year is 2014, where from the growth of the population started, that has to be the present year. So that is going to be 2014. 1 plus rate value is R over 100 whole power n. Now let us explain this formula. Present value population, the present population, R is the rate at which the population is increasing, and n being the time for how many years you want the growth. Okay, so let us put the values we have. So the present value or the 2014 value is to be calculated. This present value has to be calculated. The already grown up value has been given to you, that is final population in 2016 is already given, that is 18 lakh 52,200. 1 plus Rate value is 5, so it's going to be 5 by 100 to the power n value is how many years have been used. Is asking for 2014 to 16, so there are 2 years only. Let us try to solve this. 1852 200 is equal to P 2014 multiplied by 5 by 100 is 1 by 20, and 21 square by 20 square. This is what we get. And if we further try to solve this, obviously this 21 square can cut the other value that side. So P 2014 after solving this whole equation comes out to be simply 1684 times 0. Okay, that is going to be 16 lakh 80,000. Okay, that is going to be the value. That was the value in 2014, which increased up to 18 lakh 52,000 at the very end of 2016. So my answer becomes 16 lakh 80,000. That is my option number A. Question number 12, he's saying 250 ml of mixture contains milk and water in the ratio 7:2. How much more milk must be added to get a new mixture containing milk and water ratio in the ratio of 4:1? So let us just quickly have. So we have in all a 250 ml of mixture. Okay, in this 250 ml, let us find out the milk value. Okay, the milk value is going to be the ratio is 7:2. So we can find out the milk value as 250 divided by 7 plus 2 into the milk part is going to be 7. So if we solve this, this comes out to be 194.4 ml. Now let us calculate the water part. Okay, we can directly calculate. We don't have to use this formula again. If in 250 ml, this much is the milk part, how much is the water part? We can simply subtract. If we subtract like this, how much do we get? Okay, if we subtract like this, we get 50 and we get as 55.6 ml. Okay, we get as 55.6 ml of water. So this is the milk and water composition. Now he's saying how much more milk must be added. So let X ml milk be added. Okay, to maintain that ratio that he has given, let X ml milk to be added, should be added or to be added to have that ratio that is given at the very last, that is 4:1. So now the new milk value is, or the new milk volume rather will be going to be, earlier it was 194.4, so now it will be 194.4 plus X ml of milk. This much milk is now there, okay, after the addition of X ml, and obviously the water quantity is remaining the same. Okay, that was earlier. So new water is always the older water ml, that is 55.6 ml. Now he's saying the new ratio between these two has to be 4:1. So let us just use this thing. Okay, so we have to do 194.4 plus X divided by 55.6, and we have to make this ratio as 4:1. If we cross multiply, we're going to get to here. What is that? So it's going to be 194.4 plus X is always 4 times 55.6. If I further solve this equation, my X comes out to be finally as 222.4 minus 194.4. And this comes out to be finally as 28 ml. So how much milk is to be added to maintain the ratio 4:1? Answer is 28 ml. That is option number C, going to be my right answer. Now, he's asking for average age of 25 students is 16 years. If a teacher is added, the average age becomes 18 years. What is the age of the teacher? Okay, he's saying with the students only, the average age was 16, that is 25 students. If a teacher is added, the average age becomes 18. Okay, so earlier there were 25 people. With the addition of teacher, the total number becomes 25 plus 1, that is 26. So he's asking for what is the age of teacher. So let us say, let the age of teacher be, let the age of teacher is, let us assume that as X years. Okay, let the age of the teacher is X years. Now what we have to do, the total average should become 18 after the addition. So the total age of students, how we can do this is total age of students plus age of teacher. This is the whole grand sum divided by total number of people. That will be 26 now, because one teacher has been added. This should give me 18, because the grand average now becomes as 18. So let us do it. Total age of student is going to be 25, that is number of student, into 16, that is the average without the teacher, plus teacher's age I have assumed as X, divided by total number of people that now are 26, has to become 18. If I further solve this, 25 into 16 gives me 400. 400 plus x should become 26 into 18. If I further solve this, this gives me 400 plus x is equal to 26 into 2, and x gives me 26 into 18 gives me 468. So it has to be 468 minus 400, that is going to be 68 years. Okay, so that is the right answer. 68 year is the teacher's age that has been added up. Now the next question, A and B can do a piece of work in 10 days, B and C can do it in 12 days, A and C can do it in 15 days. How long will it A take to do the piece of work alone? Okay, so how we solve this is using the time and work concept. Let the 1 day work, we use the concept of 1 day work. Okay, so 1 day work concept being used. So A plus B combinedly do the work in 10 days. So combined 1 day work, let us write like this. 1 day work combined of A plus B is going to be 1 by 10. Similarly, combined 1 day work of B plus C is going to be, as they do it in 12 days, going to be 1 by 12. And similarly, combined 1 day work of C plus A, as they do it in 15 days, is going to be 1 by 15. Now, he wants us to calculate how much A takes to do the work alone. So, I need to know A's 1 day work. How can I find out A's 1 day work? Is obviously A plus B plus C. If I know A plus B plus C combined 1 day work and I subtract from that B plus C's 1 day work, obviously I'm going to get A's 1 day work. Okay, so I need to know the A plus B plus C combined 1 day work. We can use these three equations, 1, 2, and 3 to find out A plus B plus C combined value. If I add them all, okay, if I add all these three equations, what do I get? Twice, because each variable has been used twice. So it's going to be twice of A plus B plus C is going to be, if I add them, the LCM being simply 60. So how much it is? 10 6 times, 12 5 times, and 15 4 times. So this is giving me 11 plus 4, 15 by 60. If I cut this, this comes out to be 1 by 4. Twice of A plus B plus C is 1 by 4. So A plus B plus C is, this 2 has to come down in the denominator on the right hand side. So it's 1 by 8. So A plus B plus C combined value is 1 by 8. Let me use this A plus B plus C value here. So it's going to be A's 1 day work is going to be 1 by 8 minus B plus C 1 day work that was used in equation number 2. So it's going to be 1 by 12. If I further solve this, the LCM of 12 and 8 is going to be 24. So 8 3 ja minus 12 2 ja. So it's going to be 1 by 24. So A's 1 day work is going to be 1 by 24. So how many days it will take alone to do it? Just the multiplicative inverse of the 1 day work. So that is going to be 24 days as simple. Okay, so the A alone takes 24 days, option number B, to do the work alone. Now, there's a question, 3 to the power A plus 8 is equal to 27 to the power 2A plus 1. So what we can do to solve this, and we are supposed to find out A, if we have the same number over which the power has been raised on both left hand side and right hand side, then obviously we can compare the powers and we can find out A. So let me convert 27 in terms of A. This can be written as 3 to the power 3 over 2A plus 1. And this is 3 to the power A plus 8 still going on. This becomes 3 to the power A plus 8 is equal to the power over power gets multiplied. So 3 to the power 6A plus 3. Now we have 3 and 3 as same. Now we have 3 and 3 as same. So we can simply compare the power. So A plus 8 is going to be equal to 6A plus 3. And if I further solve this, this is going to be 5A is equal to 5. So A's value is coming out to be 1. So value of A comes out to be 1. And that is going to be the right answer only, option number A. Okay, 16. A bus started its journey from Pune and reached Mumbai in 44 minutes, and its average speed was 50 km per hour. If the average speed of bus increased by 5 km per hour, how much time will it take to cover the same distance? Okay, so distance is same. If I use the formula, speed is equal to distance over time. So we can say distance is equal to speed into time. He's saying the distance is same, but being covered through multiple speeds. So what we can do is we can find out the distance from one leg and we can equate the same distance to from the another leg, from the another speed. Okay, the speed for multiple speed being used to cover the same distance with the different times. So we can use this, we can equate the distance value. Okay, distance value we can equate from both the sides. So the first side said 50 km per hour speed and 44 minutes taken. So distance is going to be speed into time. So speed is 50 kilometer per hour into the time taken is 44 minutes. Let me write it as 44 by 60 because I am converting the minute into hour because the speed has been taken in kilometer per hour. So this is the distance from the left hand side is equal to average speed of the bus is increased by 5. So now speed becomes, earlier the speed was 50, now it becomes 55, increased by 5 into, and he's asking for how much time it will take to cover. So let's say that t time will be taken. So t by 60 again. So this is my equation in which I can solve t, and that will be the time required. And mind you, here the time value has been converted already into r. So whatever value the t gives me, I need to convert back that into minutes. So let us solve it quickly. We can cut as many numbers from both the sides. This 60 is completely gone. This 55 can be cut 5 times from 11. This can be cut 4 times from 11. This 5 can cut this 50 by 10. So the t value comes out to be 40 minutes. Okay, simply the t value comes out to be 40 minutes. That is going to be the right answer, only because we had already converted this minute into hour. So whatever t value is coming, that is already coming into minute. Okay, so the answer comes out to be A, 40 minutes. 17. The price of onion has been increased by 50% in order to keep the expenditure on onions the same. The percentage of reduction in consumption has to be. Again, there is a percentage reduction in consumption. The formula for percentage reduction in consumption to maintain the expenditure. To maintain the expenditure, or rather keep the expenditure. Okay? While there is an increase of price by R%. Okay, when there is a R% increase in a price of some commodity, and we are supposed to maintain the expenditure, we need to reduce the consumption. So how much percent consumption to be reduced? For that thing, we have a formula, and that very formula is, if you want to reduce the consumption, so that very formula can be your 100 plus R, it is 100 R divided by 100 plus R. That is the formula. That much percentage reduction in the consumption is to be made. 100 R divided by 100 plus R. If I use this is going to be 100 into 50. The R is nothing but the percentage increase that has been made. The percentage increase here is 50%. So it's going to be 100 into 50 by 100 plus 50. That is 150. And this much percentage reduction is to be made. So if I cut numbers, this is going to be 3. So this is simply 100 by 3%. This 100 by 3% is nothing but 33 by 3%. So if the price of commodity has been increased by 50%, how much percentage reduction in the consumption to be made is 33 by 3%, or 1/3 of it. So the B option is the right answer. 18. Now he's saying ratio of numbers of males and females in a club is 5:6. So the ratio of numbers of males and females in a club is 5:6. If 22 females leave the club, the ratio becomes reversed. The number of males in the club is. So let us do one thing. Let males is equal to 5x, as the ratio is given as 5:6. So let me assume the male part is, or the number of males is 5x, and the female is, and the number of females are, that is 6x. Now what he says, if 22 females leave the club, so that means new female value will be, the new number of females now will be, we have to subtract 22 from this. So this is the new number, and the males are still the 5x only. So now he says if this happens, the ratio is reversed. That means 5:6 should now become, after reversing, should become 6:5. So now the connection should be male is to female has to be 5x is to 6x minus 22. This should be the new female value, should now become the ratio as 6:5. Now if we write it in this way, 5x by 6x minus 22 is equal to 6 by 5. and we try to cross multiply, what do we get? 25x is equal to 36x minus 132. If we further solve this, we're going to get 36 minus 25 is 11x is equal to 132, and the value of x comes out to be 12 after dividing. And he had asked the number of males in the club is. So the earlier number in the males were what we had assumed, the number of male were 5x. So using my x, if I try to find out 5x, it's going to be always 5 into 12, that is 60 males. So this is the answer, 60 males, which is option number D, that is the right one. Now, we have to do another set of question. There is question number 19 to 21 that we have to follow. Each of the question below contains 3 elements. These 3 elements may or may not have some linkage. They may not have a some linkage or may have a some linkage. Each group of elements may fit into one of the diagrams at A, B, C, and D. These are the diagrams given. You have to indicate, these are diagrams A, B, C, D. You have to indicate groups of elements in each of the question fit into which of the diagrams given below. The letter indicating the diagram is the answer. So what we are supposed to do, that we have to develop a connection between brick, house and bridge first, and whatever connection is there between brick, house and bridge in the real world, that particular connection should be reflected, should be indicated using any of these diagrams, either A, either B or C or D. Okay, so let us try to do it. So brick, house and bridge, if we generally talk about it, that some portion of the bridge is made through bricks. Similarly, some portion of the house is also constructed through bricks. So bricks are being used as a construction material for both house and bridge. So if I take the circle of brick like this is the circle of brick, then some bricks are used for making your bridge. Okay, or I can say it the reverse way, some part of the bridge is made through bricks. Similarly, if this is the circle of your house, then some part of the house is also made up of bricks. Okay, some part is made up of cement, some part of is made up of the other things over there. So this common part is a brick common part with house and bridge. Some of the part is just common. So this is the right diagram which can indicate the connection between house, brick and bridge, and which is available in the option number A. So the right option is option A. Next he says, the same thing we are supposed to do in the question again. Now the connection is to be developed between student of law, student of science and men. Okay, now if we generally look at this diagram A, B, C and D, so what we can understand is that student of law and student of science. So if I make a circle of law like that, and if I make a circle of science like that, then law is a great field. Law is a good quantity field in which some of the portion can be of students. So we can in if we generally talk about law in the world, law can have a law field has judges, a law field has advocates, a law field has cases, law field has victims, and similarly law field also has student. Similarly, if we talk about the field of science, the science field has scientists, the science field has science teacher, the science field has researchers, the science field also have some students of science. So some part of law and science field is common, that is the student part. And if we have a bigger circle of men, so we can easily say that out of a bigger circle of men, some part can be taken by law, that some men are in the field of law, some men are in the field of science, some men are in the field of both, and they are the students. Okay, so this is the right diagram which can justify the answer, which is available in option number D. So that is the right answer. 21. Now what does it say? We have to develop the connection between antisocial, pickpockets and kidnappers. Okay, so we can very well see that both pickpockets and kidnappers are antisocial elements which are not good for the society. So we can make it like this: pickpockets and kidnappers, they both should lie in a bigger circle called as antisocial. Okay, bigger circle called as antisocial. And yes, there are chances that some pickpockets become kidnappers also later on, and there are chances that some kidnappers are pickpockets also. So that's why some part has been made common, but both of them are under the antisocial bigger circle only. So this should be the right diagram, and the diagram that we have in which this is available is option number B. So the right answer is option number B. 22. Now we are supposed to do different thing. The following diagram represent the student who are singers, dancers, and poet. We can see this is the circle of dancer. We can see this is the circle of singer. This is the circle of poets. It's very well written here. Now study the diagram and identify the region which represents the student who are, now we have to find out students who are both poets and singer, but not dancers, not dancer. We need poets, we need singers, but those should not be dancers. So let us look at the diagram quickly. So the letter should lie between the poet and the singer, both circle. So poet circle is the down one, singer circle is the left one. Which is the letter which is common to both the circle is the letter called as M. If you have a closer look at this, the letter called M is in the both the circle of poet and singer as well. So M is between both and poet and singer, and he said they have not to be dancer. So yes, M is away from the circumference of the circle of dancers. It is very well away from the circumference of the circle of the dancer. So yes, M cannot be a dancer. So the right answer is M, who is a poet, singer, but not the dancer. 23. Again, we have to do the same thing. Sheep is to lamb, insect is to what? We have to find out the alternative which will replace the question mark. Okay, sheep is to lamb, then insect is to what? See, we can easily understand that the child of sheep, if we say, can be lamb. So, or we can say that the lamb later on becomes the sheep. So, what later on becomes the insect? So, the right word is larva. Larva is the something which later on becomes the insect. So, that is the right answer. Cub, bull, and tadpole are not the right ones. Next, monk is to none, bachelor is to what? So, monk is a saint person, nun is the female saint person. Okay, so monk is a male saint person, nun is a female saint person. So, bachelor is a male who is unmarried. Okay, bachelor is a male who is unmarried. So, we have to find out a female bachelor. Okay, this is how the connection has been developed. A female bachelor, or let me say the female unmarried. Okay, female unmarried, because every time they have changed the gender. Monk is the male saint, nun is the female saint. So bachelor is the male unmarried. So we have to find out the female unmarried, and the word for that is spinster. Woman is not that, lady is not that, man is obviously not that. So the right word is spinster. Option number A is right. Now, dark, fear, honesty is to what? So we can understand the connection that when it is dark, you get a fear, or fear comes in the darkness. We can understand like this. So what comes from the honesty? Okay, if we look at the options, personality, no, there's hardly any connection. Personality and honesty, money and honesty, direct connection is not available. Treasury and honesty is not the connection. If you look at trust, that can be the right answer. If I write trust here, so now we can justify things. Fear comes from darkness and trust comes from honesty. If somebody is honest, then I can only trust him. So the right answer is trust, which comes from the honesty. Option number D is the right answer. Now, food is to hungry. Okay, we have to select, as the connection between food is to hungry is there. Which out of these options have the similar connection? Add food is to hungry. So we very well know that if somebody is hungry, he goes to have food. Okay, so let us see this. Thoughts and politics, water and river, rest and weary, wine and intoxication. Yes, the right answer should be weary is to read. Weary means tired. The word weary means tired. So if somebody is tired, he goes to rest. Okay, so that it is a similar connection. As somebody is hungry, he goes to take food. So if somebody is weary or tired, he goes to take rest. So this has to be the right connection. Option number C is the right answer. Now next, ampere is to current. We have to find out the connection. We can easily see that ampere is nothing but a unit of current. We can measure current in terms of the value called, that word called as ampere. So these are the unit and these are the real time variables. So let's look at that. Sound and waves, no, nothing out of them is a unit. Newton is to force. Yes, Newton is the unit of force. We measure force in terms of Newton. So that is another unit of force. So this should be the right one. Otherwise, the speed, time, distance, mile, it's not given in the right direction, in the right order. So the right answer becomes B, because force is the unit of Newton as ampere is the unit of current. Now look at this. We have to find the odd man out. Okay, the odd word out of them that is not fitting into the right connection. These words are given: April, June, July, and September. If you have a clear look at this, April month has got 30 days, month has got also 30 days, this July has got 31, and September again has got 30. So the odd one becomes July because it contains 31 days, not the other ones. Next, choose the odd one out again. So the words are hill myna, house sparrow, emerald dove, and imperial eagle. See, if you have a closer look at this, all these words, hill myna, emerald dove, and imperial eagle, they are seems to be the rare ones. Okay, you have a very small chances in your lifespan to see this. If you deliberately go to see and find them, then only you can find them. But commonly, they are not found out so easily. So the right answer is house sparrow. All of them are birds, but house sparrow is a bird which can be found out very usually, very commonly in your surroundings. So that should be the odd one out, because the rest of the birds are little rare to watch. So the right answer becomes B. Now, again, we have to find out the odd one out. The words are anther, retina, ovary, and petal. If you have a closer look at this, all the words like anther, words like ovary, words like petal, all these are parts of plants. Okay, all these are nothing but parts of plants only. Okay, only the word called as retina is not part of the plants, rather it is a human body's part. So that's why this becomes the odd one, that is retina. That is going to be the right answer. Now the question is, in the following question, select the one which is different from the other three responses. We have to find the odd one out again. Now the question is mason, wall, cobbler, shoe, farmer and crop, and chef and cook. If you closely look at this, the second one is prepared by the first one. That is, the wall is prepared by the mason, shoe is prepared by the cobbler or is made by the cobbler, crop is prepared by the farmer. But unlike your D, where the cook is not prepared by chef, cook is the synonym of chef rather, but cook is not prepared by chef. So this one should be the odd one out. So this one is wrong, and the D is the right answer. Now let us see the next one. In the next one, he says, in the following question, select the one which is different from the other three responses. So bottle wine, cup and tea, pitcher and water, ball and bat. If you see A, B, and C, the second thing is being holded by the first thing. Wine is holded by bottle, tea is holded by the cup, water is holded by the pitcher. So unlike your D option where bat is not holded by bat, they are used together to play a game of cricket, but bat is not holded by ball. So this has to be the odd one. So the answer is D. Next one. Now we have the figure based questions in which we are supposed to guess the question mark. What figure should replace the question mark? That should be the right one. So if you have closer look at this pattern, what is going on? There's a in the center there is a circle here. Then this circle is shifted to this side, to the other corner, and the dots are connected. And if you see this figure, there is a rectangle. So in the question figure, this rectangle should be shifted. Okay, so where do we have the rectangle shifted? And also, if you have a closer look at this, all these dots should be connected. Okay, and the later figure should remain same, and this dot should be completely visible. So if you look at between B and C, the C looks more uh, suitable for this particular question mark to be replaced, because this rectangle is shifted. So this rectangle is also found, and these dots are visible. These four dots are also visible in this C option. So the C option has to be the right choice. Now, in a row of 64 girls, Anu is 17 from the left, Jagriti is 11th from the right of Anu. What is Jagriti's position from the right end? Now look at this. You have in a line there are 64 person. He says 64 girls. Now Anu is 17 from the left. So this is the left end. This is the right end. Okay, and Anu is 17 from the left side. So if Anu is here, then if she is 17 from the left side, there will be 16 people on the left of her. That's why she will become the 17th one from the left. Okay, she will be the 17th one from the left only if she has 16 people in to the left of her. Okay, so this is the first line has been drawn. Next is Jagriti is 11 to the right of Anu. So to the right of Anu, we have to go 11 places away and then we have to make Jagriti. So if Jagriti is 11 places to the right of Anu, then there must be, let me place Jagriti first. There must be 10 people between Anu and Jagriti. Then only the Jagriti will become 11th girl after Anu. Okay, so this is the number 16 between 16 behind 16 prior to the Anu towards the left side, 10 between Anu and Jagriti. So this is a total 26 plus 1 is Anu itself, 27 plus 1 is Jagriti itself, 28. So there are in all 28 people, 60 plus 1 plus 10 plus 1. So there are 28 people, 28 girls, and the total number is 64. So how many are remaining? If we subtract 64 minus 28, this is going to give me 36. So I can say that there will be 36 people to the right side of Jagriti. Okay, 36 people to the right side of Jagriti till the last right end. Okay, so what will be the position of Jagriti from the right? If there are 36 people to the right of Jagriti, then Jagriti will be obviously at the 37th position. So that is going to be the right answer, 37th position from the right end of the row. Next question. Again, we have a figure-based question in which we are supposed to find out the question figure. Okay, so if you have a closer look at this, on the left column itself, there is no figure. So there's a number is 0. Then there is one figure, a filled rectangle. Then there are two figures, two filled rectangles or two filled squares rather. Then if you look at the second column, what is happening in the second column? There is one figure that is a hollow square. Then there are two figures, a hollow square and a filled square. And then there are three figures, two filled squares and one hollow square. So the number becomes 0, 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3. Now in the last column, what is happening is there are two figures. Here there are three. Here there has to be a 4. It has to follow the pattern 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So it has to be 2, 3, 4. So there has to be a 4 squares in here. So let's look at the options there. There's a option has got 4 squares, D option has got both 4 squares. But see, this has to follow a pattern. Earlier in the, if you see in the second column, there was a hollow one, again there was a hollow one, and then the filled one came. So it has to follow the same pattern. There is a two hollow ones, two hollow ones. So there should be two filled ones now. So that's why the option number D is right, which is giving two filled ones at the very last figure at the very bottom. 36. Which figure completes the statement? So let us have a closer look at this. From A to B, what is happening? If you look at this carefully, this filled pattern is shifting. If you look at this carefully, this filled pattern is shifting. This filled pattern was on the left hand side of the box. See, the filled pattern is on the left hand side of the box, and here the filled pattern is again on the left hand side of the box, and filled pattern is on the top side of the box. And what is happening in B? The left side one is shifting to the south side rather. Okay, the left one is shifted to the south side, and the topmost one that was on the right side has been shifted to south again, and the bottom one that was on the north part has been shifted to right side again. So what is it following? It is basically shifting the patterns into a certain direction. So if you see, look at C, this earlier top one should be shifted towards the north, that is to the top side. Top part of the box should be filled like this, and this one should be shifted toward the right side. Okay, should be shifted toward the right side. That means this part should be filled. If you look at closely, this part should be filled. So should be shifted to the right side, and the bottom one should be shifted to the south side. This bottom one should be shifted to the south side. So the next one should have like this. The filled part should be at the south side. So north side, right side, or we can call it as east side, and the south side. This how the filling should happen, and that is happening in which figure? That is happening in option number 1 itself. The north side is filled, the right side is filled, and the south side is filled. So that is the right answer, option number A. Okay, let us find out the missing figure again. Now, if you look at the figure closely, what's happening is there are 5 arrows in here, and there is one filled dot. Okay, then in the next figure, there are 4 arrows and 2 dots. Then in the next figure, there are 3 arrows and 3 dots. So what's happening is every time the number of arrows are decreasing and the number of dots are consecutively increasing. So in the later figure, it is happening 2 arrows and only now, and there are 4 dots. So what should happen here? There should be 1 arrow only, and there should be 5 dots. 3, 4, and 5 dots. So which is the figure which is matching this? C. C is the right one. 1 arrow and 5 dots. So C is the right one. Option number C is the answer. Now again, there's a pattern to be followed. We have to find out which out of A, B, C, D will complete the figure. So if you have a closer look at this, there has to be 2 lines like this. There has to be 2 lines that like this in the blank figure, and there has to be a small semicircle like that. Okay, this is the essential part of the figure that should happen. These are 2 straight lines and a small part of that, and then there should be lines connecting like this. These 2 arrows should also happen. So let me check which option is there fitting the requirement. So there has to be 2 straight lines like that, inclined lines like that, and that is happening in option B only. There has to be a small semicircle, that is also part of B, and then there are this type of figure line drawn, so that is also part of B. So right answer is B. That should fill the figure completely. Now, what is happening? We have to again find out the figure that will complete the pattern completely. Okay, so look at that. What should be here? That if you talk about this, this should come. This line should come like this. This circle should go like this. Let me redraw this. If you look at this circle should be completed like this. Okay. Okay, let me redraw this. This is so close. So this circle should be completed like this, and then there is these 2 lines should be completed like this, and these 2 lines should be completed like these are the straight lines. Let me draw the straight line. These straight lines should be completed like this, and then there has to be a line joining like this, and then there has to be a star and a dot. It has to follow a star and a dot. So it should be like a hollow here, hollow circle here, and a star here, and that is part of option D only. So the right answer becomes D. Now, if you have a closer look at this, I need to find out which pattern should fill it. So we can easily see this is a hollow triangle. So this is a filled triangle. So obviously there has to be a filled triangle coming here. There has to be a filled triangle coming here like this, and this should fill the blank, and then there should be a hollow triangle followed because the figure has to be completed. So there has to be a hollow triangle later and the filled triangle in the earlier part, and that is happening in option number D only. So that has to be the right answer. Now let's have a closer look at this. We are supposed to find out what should fill the question mark. If you have a closer look at this, what's happening in the question, that your see, there are 2 lines. One line is containing the smaller circles, another line is containing the bigger circles rather. And every time what is happening is the smaller circle line is shifted 90-degree clockwise. If you see this, these were the lines of the small circle and these have been shifted 90-degree clockwise. So these have come here with a small circle sign again. So this is a 90-degree clockwise shift. Okay. And again, if you watch the bigger circle line, what is happening with the bigger circle line? In the first figure, it was like this. Then it was shifted again 90-degree clockwise. Okay, so if you shift it 90-degree clockwise, this should come like this, the bigger circle line. So both the lines, the smaller circle and the bigger circle are getting shifted 90-degree clockwise. And one more thing, alternatively, he is doing bold. He is doing bold to it. Look at this. Alternatively, he is doing bold to it. Okay, so if you follow the pattern, see, look at this. This is this is the small circle line has become like this, clockwise shift. Then the small circle line has become like this, a clockwise shift again. And the similar small circle line has been shifted like this, a clockwise shift again. So the line should be shifted again, the small circle line. So now the small circle line should come on the downer side. Okay, should come on the downside, which has to be like small circle line should come now like this, downside. It should come like this. Okay, this is the small circle line, and what should happen with the large circle lines? They have been shifted. See, again it is shifted clockwise. Look at this, clockwise shifted, then again clockwise shifted, then again clockwise shifted. So again it should be clockwise shifted. So it should become like this. The bigger circle line should become like this, and small circle line should become like this. So that is matching with the option A only. So that has to be the right answer. 42, if you have a closer look at the question, what is happening? See the bigger circle, how what is happening with the bigger circle in this to this, the bigger circle has shifted to the other corner. Okay, then from the second to third, the bigger circle has again shifted back to the original position, that is the original call, the other corner. So in the fourth one also, this bigger circle should be shifted to the other corners. That means it should come here, the bigger circle. Now let us follow the small circle. What does the small circle doing? Small circle in the this figure, from here to here. What has happened from here to here? It has come down. Okay. Now from here to here, what has happened? It has gone this way. So now again it should go in the next figure, it should go the upward. So it should come inside this small circle. So this is the first thing to notice, that every time both the circles will be becoming concentric circles, one inside another. Now let us follow the pattern of the inside figure. This particular beak that is there, this particular inclination that is there. What is happening to this inclination? Okay, let me clean this and then explain once again that what is happening with this inclination. Okay, look at this. The earlier the inclination was pointing towards this. Now the inclination started pointing towards this. Let me say this is your northwest. Then it started pointing towards southwest. Then started pointing towards your west. So the right answer should be when it should start pointing towards your northeast. Okay, so this beak should start pointing toward northeast. This should be the option. So the right answer should be in the box. It has to be on this side, two concentric circle, and beak pointing towards the northeast side. And that is happening in which of the options? If you have a closer look at this, that is happening in option number B only. So that becomes the right answer, option number B. Let us have the next one, 43. We have to find out the figure that should fill the question mark. What's happening is, see the arrow is being shifted. Earlier the arrow was pointing on the north side, then it shifted 90-degree anti-clockwise. It shifted to west, then it shifted to south. Look at this, it shifted to north, then west, then south. So it should be east in this case. And the rectangle has been same. The square or the rectangle has been same. So there is no change in the inner figure. So the figure should be like this. The inner square or inner rectangle and arrow pointing towards east, which is that option. There is an option called as B, which is happening. So the right answer is B. Now let's have a figure 44. What all is happening? We need to see the pattern. Whatever is happening from first figure to second figure, same should be happening between third and fourth. Okay, so what is happening between first and second figure? See, this is a shaped figure, and in the first to second it has been a water image of that. Okay, it has been just shifted down. It was like this, and then it has been just shifted like this. So we can say this is a water image. And not only the water image, what he has done, he has put small dots on the edges also, like this. The small dot on the edges like this. So we have to do the same thing. We have a figure like this, and we have to make the water image of that. So obviously it should be completely split it down. So if it is split it down, this should become like your this should become like this, and the dot should also be placed. So let us place the dot on the vertices, on the edges, and this should be the right figure, and that is matching with only called as option number C. So the right answer becomes option number C. Okay, 45. What's happening? We have to find out what should be replaced in the question mark. What is happening is, see, the arrows are pointing south, then the arrow started pointing towards your east, then the arrow started pointing towards, okay, from south to east, or we can say they have moved from first figure to second figure as this we can say as 90-degree anti-clockwise. The movement of arrow 90-degree anti-clockwise. So we have to make the arrow movement from here to 90-degree anti-clockwise. So this has to be down. This is the 90-degree anti-clockwise movement. So the arrow should start pointing towards the downside or the south side rather. And there should not be, yes, there should be an increment in the arrows. Earlier there were two, in the second figure they have become three. So if there were three here, there were two here, there should become three again. So the right answer becomes option number D, when the arrows are pointing towards downside and they are three in number. Option D is the right answer. 46. If you have a closer look at this to guess what should be replaced in the question mark. So this is a four-sided figure. This is a five-sided figure. Okay, so if we follow the same one for the third and fourth, third one is itself is 1 2 3 4 5 6-sided figure. So a seven-sided figure should replace it. So which one is seven-sided figure? This is 5, this is 4, this is 1 2 3 4 5 6, and this is a seven-sided figure. So option number D has to be the right answer. This is a seven-sided figure, and that should be the answer only. 47. Now this is a syllogism question. There are statements given. On the basis of statement, we are supposed to find out, on the basis of the statements, we are supposed to judge the conclusions. Okay, now look at that. What all is happening? Statement is no right is left. So what I can do, no right is left. This is a circle of right, this is a circle of left. There is no touch between right and left, no right is left. Then he says all up are left. All up belongs to left. So up should be completely lying inside the left category. All up are left. Okay, so up should be inside left category, or we can say that up equal to left also. Up equal to left also. This is also a possible solution. Okay, generally we can take up inside the left. All up are left. Some down are up. So down, some part of the up is common with down. So down can be drawn like this. It is touching some part of the down, or down can be drawn like this also, that it is touching the part of up also a little bit and touching the part of right also. Although the left is not touching right and up is also not touching right, but down is a little common between right and up both. Or maybe this is first possibility, or maybe the second possibility is down is not touching the right part, but it is touching the up and the left part both. Okay, there are two possibilities, but this is not the truth. Okay, the last one is some down are up. Oh, he has already said some down are up. So down and up are have become common. So we can easily eliminate the second possibility. Okay, because he has already said that some down are up. So we can easily eliminate our second circle. Okay, like this. Let me just clean this. Okay, this is fine. This possibility has been gone. So he has already said some down are up. So let me have an interaction between up and down like this, and interaction between up and down like this. So there are two possibilities, whether it is touching R or whether it is not touching R. Okay, now conclusion is no up is right. If the conclusion will be a truth, then only we'll follow it. If we'll not, otherwise we'll not follow it. What is saying? No up is right. There is no connection between up and right. This is possible because up is completely closed in the left category, and up is, or otherwise up is equal to left category. In both the cases, if up is inside the left category and if up is equal to left category, because left is not touching right, so obviously up will also not touch right. Okay, it was like this was right, this was left. So if up is completely inside left, so there's no chance that up is touching right, because left is not touching right. Okay, so the first conclusion is right. Okay, let's take about the second one. At least some down are left. Some down are left. That is going to be again right, because down has to touch the up part, and up part lies completely inside the left part. So obviously down will touch the left part also. So down will be left is also right. So we have both the conclusions are true that have been drawn. Both are true. In this case, we will hit the option called as our D, which says both are true. Okay, this is the right answer. Now, this is a syllogism question once again. Some cricketers are footballers. Let us start making. This is cricketers. This is footballers. Some part has been made common. All footballers are boxers. So let me encircle footballers with a bigger circle called as boxers. Okay, all the footballers are boxers. They are lying inside the box, or they may be equal to boxers also. Both the possibilities are there. Now I need to find out the conclusion of it. Some boxers are player. One more statement there. Some boxers are players. So we can make players in multiple ways. Some boxers are player can be drawn like this also. Some boxers are player and can be drawn like this also. Some boxers are player can be drawn like this also. Okay, we have to make an interaction between boxer and player that can be drawn in at least three ways. Okay, there can be another ways also in which we can draw these, but these are the three ways in which it can be drawn easily. Okay, the first conclusion, at least some boxers are cricketer. He says some boxers are definitely cricketer, and that is right because what happened was cricketers were footballers, and as soon as all footballer became your boxer, so boxer also started touching the cricketers. So at least some boxers are cricketers is going to be right always. So it is followed. Second one is no player is a cricketer. No player is a cricketer. Let us see. See, if we follow the third possibility, players are becoming cricketers. But if we see this and this and this, there's no touch between player and cricketer. So this particular conclusion is becoming true in only one possibility. So we can completely ignore this. This cannot be a truth because it is not becoming a truth in this case. Okay. So only first option is right. And we'll say option number A is right, which is only first conclusion is truth. 49. Find out the alternative figure which contains the figure x as its parts. We need to find out what is there in the figure x that should be contained by which of this. That is being contained by which of 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to have a closer look at this. See, it goes like this kind of a shape. If you have the first figure, it is not like there. It's not there. If you have a second figure, and I think we can highlight this. See, this is going on here. This is the line, first line, this is the second line, then it keeps on moving like this. If you have a closer look at this is becoming part of it only. So option number B, option 2 is the right answer. This particular pattern is contained by figure number 2 only. 50th. Now find out the alternative figure which contains the figure x. It is the same situation we need to do. We need to find out this particular thing is part of which of the figure. So if you have a closer look at this, not part of the 1, it's not part of the 2 either because there's a circle in there and this is not a circle, this is a little oval shape. So it is part of option number 3. If you have a closer look at this is there, it is contained. So we'll see the option number 3 is right, and that is the right answer only. Okay, so the question says study the paragraph and answer the questions that follow. Okay, so let us study and read the paragraph first. Judiciary has become the center of controversy in the recent past on account of the sudden me in the level of judicial intervention. The area of judicial intervention has been steadily expanding through the device of public interest litigation. The judiciary has shed its pro status quo approach and taken upon itself the duty to enforce the basic rights of the poor and vulnerable section of society by progressive interpretation and positive action. The Supreme Court has developed new methods of dispensing justice to the masses through the public interest litigation. Former Chief Justice P.N. Bhagwat, under whose leadership public interest litigation attained a new dimension, comments that the Supreme Court has developed several new commitments. It has carried forward participative justice. Okay, so let us just see the question first. The question says the steady expansion of judicial intervention is the result of what? Okay, the options are excessive law, public interest litigation, Supreme Court's new methods to dispensing justice, and new commitments of Supreme Court. So you look at the statement, the steady expansion of judicial intervention is the result of what? So just read the second line. The area of judicial intervention has been steadily expanding through the device of public interest litigation. So that should be the answer only. That is option number B, public interest litigation. That is the right answer. Next question. Now, again, there is a paragraph. The paragraph is same that we read in the last question. Now, the question is, according to the author, judiciary has become the center of controversy because of what? Okay, so let us read the first line. Judiciary has become the center of controversy in the recent past on account of the sudden me in the level of judicial intervention. So let's look at the option. Problems arising in dispensing justice, public interest litigation, sudden me. This is it given in the option number C, sudden me in the level of judicial intervention. So that is supposed to be the right answer. Next, study the paragraph. So again, it is paragraph based. The same paragraph is repeated once again. According to Justice P.N. Bhagwat, Supreme Court has developed what? So let's look at the last line or the previous last line. It says the Supreme Court has developed several new commitments. So we can have an answer. So the option B is the right answer, which says various new commitments. So that is the right answer. Now we are supposed to fill up the blanks using these options. Any of these A, B, C, D should fill the blank to complete the sentence. The first one is, in the same amount of time it would take me to correct all the dash in your report, I could write a better report myself. Okay, so it is talked about to correct something. So what can be corrected? Let's explore the option. First is mistakes, then is problems, then is accuracy, and then is obstacle. Obstacles means obstructions. Obstructions, okay, that are stopping something to happen, that are called obstructions. Accuracy is closeness, how much close something you receive, or how much close you achieve your target. The closeness towards the target is called as accuracy. Problems is a very well known word, there's no problem with that. Now the word is mistake. So right answer should be mistakes, because problems are not corrected, they are solved. Accuracies are not needed to be corrected. Obstacles are not corrected, rather they are removed. So the right word here should be mistakes, because the correction is done with the mistakes only. So the option A is the right answer. Next is, I have recently used the services of his dash agency to book a cruise in the Mediterranean. Okay, so something is being booked, and that is required, that is used for as a purpose of travel. Something is being used and that is used as a purpose of travel. So what we can say, that services of his travel agency, the right answer should be travel agency. It cannot be a progress agency, it cannot be deportation agency, it cannot be a transfer agency. It is only required to be the travel agency, and that is the right answer, option C. They would like local authorities to be given greater dash as how the money is spent. They would like local authorities to be given greater dash as how the money is spent. Okay, so there has to be some given something to that. So let us talk about the option: affairs, function, omission, and discretion. Okay, affairs means events of specific kind. Affairs means events of specific kind. Okay, of specific nature or specific kind. Next is function. Okay, function is some work. Function means some work. Next word is omission. Omission means something that is left out or excluded. Omission is, if something is to be excluded, that we call that it has been omitted. Okay, excluded or omitted. Discretion. The word discretion means something, some freedom to decide what should be done. Okay, discretion means freedom. Discretion means freedom to decide what should be done. Freedom to decide what can be done. So if something is to be given to, so as how the money is spent, so the right answer should be discretion, because only when the freedom to decide what should be done should be given to the authorities, then only they will be able to do good for the society. So the right answer is discretion, freedom to decide. Next question. In a 10 billion year old galaxy, there should have been ample dash for at least one species to escape its own mess and to spread across the stars, filling every niche. Okay, let's look at the option. Negligence. Negligence means ignorance to something. Okay, negligence means ignorance to something. Opportunity, or let's say opportunity means the chances. Okay, how many chances you get, how many opportunities you get. Surveillance means to observe something. Okay, to observe something, that is surveillance. Supply is to provide. Okay, now let's read the sentence once again. A 10 billion year old galaxy, there should have been ample dash for at least one species to escape. So the right answer should be opportunity. There were many opportunities available so that any species could escape its own mess. So the right answer becomes opportunity, option B. Now, a true dash of the resources involved in sport would include the unpaid labor service. Options are growth, consideration, guidance, and estimation. Right answer is estimation. Right answer is estimation. Estimation means to give a check over something, to give a check over something, or to be able to predict something. Okay, so a true estimation of the resources. See, there can be a growth of resources only when the estimation is done right. Okay, so the right answer should be estimation of the resources. If the estimation of the resources are fine, then the unpaid labor services can be included. Okay, so the right answer becomes estimation. Next, now there is one more paragraph in front of us. We are supposed to read the paragraph first and then should be able to fill the gaps using the options given. So the first one is question number 59. What does it say? Let's read the paragraph. Tibet dash up images of a mystic land. Mystic means something mysterious. Okay, mystic means mysterious. Snow-capped mountain peaks. Pierce means insert. The blue sky and fierce chilly winds sweep the rolling grassland. So actually, a particular land or particular area is being described, and that area belongs to Tibet, a country. Maroon-robed Buddhist monks pray in remote monasteries, and dash horsemen pound the rugged earth. People in this high plateau perform punishing rituals like prostrating. The word is prostrating. Prostrating. The word prostrating means pushing self to the ground. Pushing somebody, I mean, pushing some, if someone pushes himself or herself to the ground because he wants to punish himself, that's what is called as prostrating. Okay, there is, it is used. Hundreds of miles of tattered cloths on pilgrimage. Spirits, spells, and flying apparitions are part of Tibetan world. In short, Tibet remain and dash. Okay, let us fill the first gap. Tibet dash up images of a mystic land. The word is mystic, so the answer should be related to mystic. So the option is, the first option given is molds. Okay, second option is conjures. Next is puts, and the third is toil. So if something mysterious, it has to be scary, and the word scary is related with the word called as conjures. Okay, conjure means something related to spirits. Conjure means something related to spirits, or that is something scary or something related to ghost also. Okay, that is what is conjure means. So the right answer should be 59 gap should be filled by the word called as conjures. Tibet conjures up images of a mystic land. Next, now the same paragraph again. Now we are supposed to fill the gap of 60. What's that? Maroon-robed Buddhist monk pray in remote monastery, and dash horsemen pound the rugged earth. If something is being pounded towards the rugged earth, then has to be very strong. So any word related to strong horsemen should come here. Strong, very strong. Let us look at the words. First word is sturdy. Second word is wobbly, devilish, and drained. What does wobbly means? If we talk about wobbly, the word wobbly means moving unsteadily. Word wobbly means moving unsteadily. That is what is the word wobbly means. Okay. And if you talk about the another word is devilish. Devilish means something related to devils. Something related to devils. Okay. Another word is drained. Drained is nothing but if something is released. Okay. Related to water. If water is released or some liquid is released, that is what is called as drained. And the last word is sturdy, which is nothing but strong. Sturdy means strong, built. Okay, so that should be the right answer. Only the horsemen should be very strong so that they can pound the rugged earth. So the right answer becomes option A, sturdy. Now, again, we have to read the paragraph. So the last word is to be fulfilled. Tibet remains and dash. Okay, so if you see the description of the whole paragraph, in the whole paragraph, the description is all about something mysterious, some rituals that are punishable to the local people is being followed, are being followed. So it has to be something scary or something. It can be of interest to people also, that why do they follow such kind of ritual. So any word that is related to interesting place or scary place or mysterious place could be the right answer. So Tibet remains in dash. First is inspiration. There is no sentence given which should inspire, so then the inspiration should not come. Next word is abhorrent. Abhorrent means hate worthy, something to hate, but there is nothing like that that has been described which can be hated, that people should start hating Tibet. There's nothing like that described, and there's nothing like that there also. So abhorrent can be not be the word, inspiration cannot be the word. Exotica, we'll talk about this later. Heaven, so the beauty is also not described. It's not like that the beauty has been described very well, so it cannot be a heaven. So the right word is exotica, which means interesting place, interesting, and also at the same time distant place, that is very far away. Interesting and distant place, that is what is called as exotica. So that should be the right answer, option C. Next, now we are supposed to find out the error, in which part of the sentence the error describes, error lies. Okay, the sentence has been broken up into 4 different parts. The first part is the Allahabad High Court on Monday dismissed a plea from private power producers seeking relief from. This is the first part of the sentence. The sentence still continues, and RBI dictate to banks to take cognizance of a stressed loan. That is the second part. If repayments were missed even by a day, that is the third part, and no error is the last part. That should be option D, not P. That should be option D. So we need to find out which part of the sentence has got the error. So if we read that again, Allahabad High Court on Monday dismissed a plea from private power producers seeking relief. Seeking relief, seeking itself is a verb. So the next thing that should come should be a noun. But relief is itself a word. So there can be 2 verbs in a sentence. So there has to be a noun coming here. So what is the noun related to the verb relief? Is relief, RELIEF. That is the noun of the verb called as relief. So the right answer is part A contains the error itself. So part A contains the error. So the right answer is option A. That is going to be the right answer. Next, Turkish lira, which has lost almost half its value this year, is by another currency in doldrums. No error is like that. Okay, so let us read it once again. So the error lies in this, in doldrums. This is a phrase, and the proper phrase that should be written here is in the doldrums. The article the is missing. In the doldrum it should be happening. The meaning of in the doldrum means to remain stagnant or remain in a stagnation state. Stagnation state means where you get stable at a position when there is a lack of progress. Okay, when you find yourself locked at a position where there is lack of progress, you have become stagnant, steady. So that is what is called as the phrase meaning of in the doldrum means being stagnant, having lack of progress. So the right answer should be option C, because the error lies in the C part. It should be in the doldrums rather than in doldrums. 64. Now again the sentence, we have to find out which part of the sentence contains the error. The mandate of emerging market central banks in the current scenario should be to let their currencies find their true value in a smooth manner. So if we look at the sentence carefully, there is no error in any of the part. So the answer is option D, there is no error. Next, 65. Developmental activities of the government come to standstill due to paucity of funds. This is funds. No error. Okay, if we look at this carefully, developmental activities of the government come to standstill. So in place of come, this should be have come. In place of come, this should be have come, because this could be a come only when this sentence would have been a universal truth. The sentence would have been a universal truth, then only we could have used come, but this is not a universal truth. Developmental activity of the government have come to standstill due to paucity of funds. This is the reason why they have come to the paucity of funds. So this is not a universal truth, this is rather an act. So the right answer is option number B, or the part B contains the error. So B is the right answer. Next, now we have idioms or phrases for which the meanings are required. The first idiom or the phrase is used as take to spare, and the meaning of the phrase take to spare means to accept full blame for something. To accept full blame for something. Okay, for example, if we can say that if the Chandrayaan 2 was not a successful event, so the director of ISRO took the spare. So it will mean that director of the director of ISRO accepted all the blame of getting an error done. So this is what is called as take the spare, taking the full blame of something. Okay. Next is grist to one's mill. The answer is grist to one's mill is being useful to somebody. Okay, if some human being is useful for another human being, we will say he is a grist to one. He is grist to one's mill. Or if some person is very useful for his employer, so the employer will say that this person is grist to my mill. Okay, so this is how it means. Grist to one mill means useful to somebody. Next idiom is in a lather rather. Okay, the phrase in a lather means being distressed. Encouraged means excited. Tired means somebody works hard very much, so he gets tired. Refreshed means he is energized. So the right answer is in a lather means distressed. It is a negative phrase. It is a negative in distressed, which means remaining sad or remaining alone. Okay, remaining under the stress. All these words are used for a person who is distressed, and the phrase in a lather means being distressed. Okay, now the next is mop down. Okay, the word mop, the phrase mop downs actually means to clean something. Mop means to clean something. Mop down something means to clean something. Okay, all otherwise the words are misinterpret, that is to misunderstand someone. To be dejected, to that is to become sad, but dejected means sad. Misinterpret means to misunderstand something. Misinterpret means to misunderstand something. To be uncertain, if somebody is not certain about something, he is said to be uncertain. So the right answer is mop down is to clean something. A. Next, append. There's a word called append or upend. Okay, let us know the meaning of this. What we are supposed to do in this question, we are actually supposed to find out the opposite of this word, antonym of this word, that is rather the opposite word of this word. Okay, so we need to know the meaning of append first. The word append means victory, okay, or win. Okay, means victory or win. So any word that is giving the opposite sense, that is of losing something or defeat, that should be the right answer. That should be the right antonym for the word upend. First is overbear. Bear means if somebody is not able to bear something, that is called as overbear. Subdue. The word subdue means to bring something under control. To bring something under control, so that cannot be the right answer also. Flourish means growing greatly. Word flourish means growing greatly, so that cannot be the right answer also. It has to be something losing, and the right answer is option D, where it is losing something. So that is the opposite of upend, and that is the right answer, only option D. Next, the word called as tough. We need to find out again the antonym of tough. Okay, that is opposite word. What is the word tough means? The word tough means layer on earth. Layer on earth, and especially of grass. If it is of grass, that particular thing is called as turf. Layer of grass is called as turf. Okay, so what should be the opposite? So the word turf is touching the ground, so there has to be opposite related to which is not touching the ground. Okay, so let us look at the words first. Let's look at from the last side. Evict. Evict means something to eliminate somebody. To eliminate somebody using voting, especially. Okay, using voting, that is what is called as eviction or evict. Injure means to harm someone. Okay, the word is oust. Oust means drive out or expel. To expel somebody, to throw him away. So the last word is shelter, and shelter means to shed something, and this should be the right answer, because layer on the earth, the opposite of that should be that is not on the earth, or shed is not on the earth. So the right answer is shelter. So A option is right. Okay, now the next word that we have is word called as spleen. Let us see the meaning of spleen first. The meaning of spleen is having a bad temper. Okay, having a bad temper or getting irritated very soon. So we have to look for the antonym of this or the opposite word of this. So the right answer is cheer. If we explain the words, The word caprice means a sudden change of behavior. A sudden change of behavior or the mood. Sudden change of behavior or mood, that is the meaning of caprice. Sway, the word sway means having a rule or to be able to control something using that rule. That is what sway means. Next word is boisterous. Boisterous means noisy or stormy. Noisy or stormy. Okay. So word cheer means to cheer something. Okay, to appreciate something. The word cheer means the word called as appreciate something. So being happy, another word is being happy. Being cheerful is being happy. Okay, so if we look for the antonym of spleen, which means bad temper, so cheer should be the right antonym, which says being happy or being pleasantful. So that is the right answer, option B. 73. The word called as barge. We have to look for the synonym of this round. Okay, the word having similar meaning as barge, that we have to look for. Let us understand the meaning of barge first. The meaning of barge is move forcefully. The meaning of barge is to move forcefully or roughly. Moving forcefully or roughly, that is the meaning of barge. Let us have the meaning of all the other words given there. The word show means push. Okay, show means push forcefully or roughly. The word shout means to make a noise loudly. Okay, shout is shouting something, means making a noise loudly. Interpret is to understand. Okay, another word for interpret is to understand. Plead, the word plead simply means emotional appeal, to do a emotional appeal. Okay, that is word called as plead means. So the right synonym or the right similar meaning word of the barge is shove, that is pushing forcefully or roughly. So that is the right answer, option A. Now the word called as cherubic. Okay, cherubic is the word. If you look for the meaning of cherubic is having innocence as a child. Having innocence of a small child. That is what the word called as cherubic means. Having innocence of a child. Okay, so let us look at the word elderly. Elderly is something related to elder people, so it cannot be the right meaning. Lowness means feeling low or feeling sad, that cannot be the meaning. Okay, adorable. And hard-headed. Hard-headed means somebody who is very strong-headed, who something, if he decides, he completes it. So that is what is hard-headed means. So the right word, the right synonym of cherubic is adorable. Adorable well means something which you want to praise, something that you which you want to praise, or something that is good, that looks good, that looks pleasant. That is what is adorable means. So that matches its senses with the cherubic, as it means having innocence of a child, and that is praisable also or adorable also. So the right answer is C, adorable. 75. Now the word called as hummock. Okay, let us understand the meaning of hummock. Hummock means a small a small hill or raised part. Small hill or raised part of the ground. That is what is the word, your hummock means small hill or a raised part of the ground. Let us look at the option. The first word is tranquility. The word tranquility actually has come out from the word called as calm or calmness. Okay, slab is something that is rested over something. Okay, this is what is the shape of a slab. We found these slabs in the kitchens also, which is on which something can be put over. Okay, next is hammer. This is another thing or domestic tool which can be used in the houses also, with which we push something. Next word is knoll. Knoll means actually a small hill. Okay, knoll is also nothing but a small hill. So this word matches its senses with the first word, that is hummock. So the right answer is option D, that is having the similar meaning as hummock. Next is, now the GK section starts. What do we have the first question as? First question is what is maximum number of timeouts in volleyball that a team can make? Okay, so the right answer of this particular question is B, maximum 2. Okay, that these timeouts are of 30 seconds generally. Okay, they can be 2 in number maximum, they can be of 30-second maximum. But in international matches of volleyball, if we talk about international matches of volleyball, then there are technical timeouts, two technical timeouts, and they can be of 60-second also. Okay, they can be 60-60 second each. So in all, the number is again 2. So maximum number of timeouts that can happen in a volleyball matches, answer is maximum 2. Now he's asking for who was the captain of Indian hockey team in 1928, and the right answer is Jaipal Singh. Okay, the full name of this man was Jaipal Singh Munda. Okay, his birth was on 3rd of January 1903, and he remained alive till 20th of March 1970. This was his life tenure. He was born in Jharkhand, state called as, now it is called as Jharkhand. Earlier it was part of Bihar. Now it is called Jharkhand. He was born there. He captained Indian hockey team to win the gold medal. Okay, he was the captain of the team who won the gold medal in 1928 Summer Olympics. Okay, he captained the team which won the Summer Olympic 1928's gold medal in hockey. Okay, which was held. These games were held in Amsterdam. Okay, games were held in Amsterdam. Okay, and there were some more captains of the Indian hockey team, namely Lai Shah. Then the full name was Lai Shah Bukhari. This was the full name. Okay, the another captain had been Major Dhyan Chand. Another captain had been Major Dhyan Chand. That is the name. Another captain has been Kishan Lai. Okay, these three have been also the captain of India for the sports called as hockey, and the right answer is option D. Now there is next question. What is the Red Cliff line? Okay, so the Red Cliff line is a boundary demarcation line between India and Pakistan. So the right answer is option A. It is the demarcation between India and Pakistan. It was named after its architect, Sir Cyril Redcliffe. That was the name of the architect of this line who designed this line. The name was Sir Cyril Redcliffe. Okay, he actually equitably equitably divided that time 1,75,000 square miles of area, which is close to 4,50,000 square kilometer, that is equivalent to 4,50,000 square kilometer of land. So he divided equally this much of area, of great area land, and the people that were affected were 88 million at that time between India and Pakistan. So this was Radcliffe Line designed by Cyril Radcliffe. Now the next is, who among the following was the first posthumous recipient of Bharat Ratna? Posthumous means if somebody is dead, then an award is given to him. He was given the award posthumously. That is what the word posthumous means. Posthumously is if somebody gets the award because of his respectable works after his death, then the award, then he's called to have been given a posthumously award. Okay, so that name of the prime minister who got the posthumous Bharat Ratna award is Lal Bahadur Shastri. He was also second prime minister of India. Okay, Lal Bahadur Shastri. 80. In which year Goa is taken by India? Okay, and the right answer is December 1961. Okay, the Republic of India annexed the former Portuguese land. Okay, former Portuguese Indian territories of Goa, Daman, and Diu. Okay, these were earlier Portuguese land, and then this was taken in December 1961 by none other than Indian Armed Forces. Okay, none other than Indian Armed Forces. Okay, These were these were capable of taking Goa, Daman and Diu from Portuguese land. So the right answer is December 1961. Now the next is Baltic Cup is related to which game? Baltic Cup is related to which game? The right answer is football. It is the game of football in which this Baltic Cup is presented to the winning team. So the right answer becomes the game called as football. In international competition contested by national teams of Baltic states, okay, who all participate in this? There are Baltic states that participate in this particular event. Who are the Baltic states? The names are the country of Estonia, another country is Latvia, and another country is Lithuania. Okay, these are the three countries, okay, who participate in Baltic games. Although Finland also participated as a guest, but Finland also participated as a guest twice in this cup. Okay, twice in this game, but that they participated as a guest only. So the right answer is game of football associated with Baltic Cup. Next question: Hook pass is related to which of the following game? Hook pass is related to which of the following game? And the right answer is basketball. It is a kind of a pass of the ball. Okay, how do players pass the ball between their teammates? Okay, so one of the art of passing the ball is called as hook pass, and it is associated with game of basketball. Next, who wrote Hindu Sanskrit book Natya Shastra? Okay, very famous Sanskrit book Natya Shastra related to dance. Who wrote this book? And the right answer is Bharat Muni. Okay, the right answer is Bharat Muni, who wrote this book. This is a ancient the writer of this book was ancient Indian theatrologist, is ancient Indian theatrologist, and also he was musicologist. He was also associated with music, and he was a theatrologist also. So he was good in two arts, and he wrote this ancient Indian book. Okay, and this particular book was also touching the traits of Indian dramatology, or rather Indian dramaturgy. Okay, and also histronics. These were the things that this book touched. Okay, and also Sanskrit theater. How is the Sanskrit theaters get organized? What are the themes of them? This book touched all. Book called as Natya Shastra, written by Sri Bharat Muni. Next, the question is, when did Jallianwala Bagh massacre take place? And the right answer is 13 April 1919. What was this Jallianwala Bagh massacre? When a crowd of non-violent protesters, along with Baishakhi pilgrims who had gathered in Jallianwala Bagh, it was a garden named as Jallianwala Bagh. Okay, the innocent crowd who were non-violent, along with Baishakhi pilgrims, collected there at Jallianwala Bagh, which is in Amritsar, Punjab, state called as Punjab. They collected there, and they were just there to have their rituals completed of Baisakhi. But what happened was they were fired upon. Okay, they were fired upon by British Indian Army troops. They were fired upon by the Indian Army troops under control of British rule. British Army troops. They were fired upon by British Army troops, and they were commanded to do so. Who gave the command to do so? The name of the officer was Colonel Reggie Neld Dyer, or we call him General Dyer also. Later he became a general. So he's also called as General Dyer. He gave the command to fire upon the innocent, non-violent crowd who were just protesting and who were collected for celebrating their Baishakhi pilgrims. Okay, so under the command of General Dyer, this was given on 13th of April 1919, and a mass scare happened. Next, What was the term used for measurement of land in Delhi Sultanate period? Okay, so the right answer is the land is Masahat. Okay, the unit for which, what was the term used for measurement of land, how the land used to get measured? Like these days the lands are measured in square feet, or we can say square kilometers, or we can say square meters. Okay, there are multiple units available these days, but at the time of Delhi Sultanate period, that it was measured in a unit called as Masahat. Okay, that is the right answer. 86. Riga is the capital of which country? Okay, the Riga is the name of the capital of which country? And the right answer is the country called as Latvia. That is the right answer. Latvia is having the capital as Riga, so that is the right answer only. 87. Who was the founder of Brahmo Samaj, or simply said as Brahm Samaj? And the answer is Ram Mohan Rai. Okay, Ram Mohan Rai was an Indian activist who actually founded the Brahma Samaj, who were the Brahma Samaj were associated with the cultural and peaceful activities in the society. Okay, so Ram Mohan Rai was the originator or the founder of Brahma Samaj. That is the right answer. Next, where is Indira Point located? Indira Point is located where? Indira Point is actually located option number A, Nicobar Islands. Okay, Nicobar is a district at Great Nicobar Island. Nicobar is nothing but a district at Great Nicobar Island, and it is in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Okay, this is a union territory, Andaman and Nicobar Islands of India. There where this particular Nicobar Islands are located, and it is actually, this particular location is the southernmost part southernmost part of territory of India. Southernmost part of territory of India. Okay. So that is what is Nicobar Island is, the southernmost part of the territory of the India, and there where the Indira Point is located. Next, JAXA is an aerospace agency of which of the following country? Okay, the JAXA is associated with the aerospace activity followed by which country? So JAXA is nothing but the agency of the country called as Japan. Okay, so that is going to be the right answer, option number D. Next question. When did India become a member of Asian Development Bank? That is the question. So the right answer is 1966. Okay, India became the member of Asian Development Bank, and India was founder also. India was a founding member of Asian Development Bank, and the activity of this bank is it promotes economic and social it promotes economic and social progress of developing member countries. Okay, developing member countries. Okay, countries of which region? Developing member countries of Asia Pacific region. Okay, developing countries of Asia Pacific region. Okay, this particular agency is this particular organization is associated with development of Asia Pacific countries. The right answer is A, 1966. 91. Which of the given vitamins is responsible for blood clotting? Which of the given vitamins is responsible for clotting? And the right answer is A, vitamin K. Okay, vitamin K causes the blood clotting always. Okay, there are four distinct clotting factors. Okay, because of vitamin K, there are four distinct clotting factors. What are they? The first one is prothrombin. That is the first factor, prothrombin. Second one is factor 7. Then is factor 9th, and then is factor 10th. These are the four factors. Okay. The right answer is vitamin K. Now the next question says, which of the following act is known as the Black Act? Okay, which of the act of the Constitution is known as the Black Act? And the right answer is Rowald Act 1999. This is the act that is known as Black Act. Okay, so the right answer becomes option D. Tazometer or tasiometer is an instrument to measure what? Okay, tasiometer measures what out of them? Is it intensity, is it strains, it is sea waves, it is speed of storm? And the right answer is it measures the intensity. Okay, it doesn't measure either of these, it's rather measures intensity. What does tasiometer measures? It measures intensity. The right answer is option A. Next is which island is located between Russia and Japan? That is the question. And the island that is located between Russia and Japan is the Kuril Island. That is the right answer. It is exactly between the countries of Russia and Japan. So that is the right answer, option A. Next, double fault is related to which of the following sport? Okay, the term called as double fault is related to which of the following sport? And the right answer is tennis. Okay, when a player wants to serve, okay, when a player wants to serve a ball to the player in the other court, then he hits the ball through his racket, and if the ball doesn't fall at the right place as divided by the lines between them, it doesn't fall at the right place, then there's a fault. And if he consecutively does it two times, it is called as double fault. So it is associated with the game of tennis. Next, Lona is the term associated with which sport? Okay, the question is Lona is the term associated with which sport? So the right answer is Kabaddi. Kabaddi is a famous Indian game, originated in India only. Kabaddi is a famous Indian game where we have two teams contesting. Each team contains seven players, and then there's a line. Each player goes and comes out. There is a Kabaddi league also originated in India. Okay, that is Indian Kabaddi League. Okay, so Lona is associated with a sport called as Kabaddi. Next, which is the capital of Estonia? There's a country called as Estonia. What is the capital of Estonia? The right answer is Tallinn. That is the right answer. The capital of Estonia is Tallinn. Okay, let us have some information about Tallinn. After World War II started, Estonia acceded. Okay, after the World War II, Estonia acceded to Soviet Union. Okay, it was acceded to Soviet Union. Okay, it was acceded to Soviet Union in 1940. Okay, in 1940 it was acceded to Soviet Union. Later, the same country, the same Estonia country was occupied by Nazi Germany. Okay, it was occupied by Nazi Germany from 1941 to 1944. So this is the little history or brief history of the country called Estonia. Okay, that is the right answer. The right answer is A, Tallinn. Question number 98. Which war was fought between Sher Shah and Humayun in the year 1540 AD? Okay, between Sher Shah and Humayun in the 1540 AD. Sher Shah was an Indian king, Indian emperor. Humayun was a Mughal emperor. Okay, which war was fought between these two? Okay, and the right answer of this question is D, Battle of Kannauj. Kannauj, that is located in the eastern part of UP. Okay, in the eastern part of UP. Okay, there where this battle happened between Sher Shah and Humayun, between an Indian emperor and a Mughal emperor at 1540 AD. So D is the right answer, Battle of Kannauj. Now, woman who won first medal in Olympic in India was, okay, so the right answer is Karnam Malleshwari. Okay, she won a bronze. Okay, she won a bronze medal at Sydney Olympics. Sydney Olympics in the woman in the women's 69 kg weightlifting category. Okay, 69 kg weightlifting sport. Okay, this is where she won the first medal. That was a bronze medal, and she historically recorded herself as the first woman to have a medal in the Olympic from India. Okay, so that is the right answer. And this all happened in the year of 1990s. Okay, so that is the right answer, Karnam Malleshwari. Next, Who is the author of the book Underground? Okay, and the right answer is Colson Whitehead. Okay, that's the right answer. Book that there's a very famous book Underground, and the author was Colson Whitehead. Okay, who is Colson Whitehead? Colson Whitehead is an American novelist. He belongs to America, USA. He was an American novelist. He has written six novels. Okay, he has written six novels, and one of his famous and the very first novel was Intuitionist. Intuitionist. It became very popular at its time. The novel called as Intuitionist, and it also won 2016 Booker Award. Okay, International Booker Award that is given for the very good books written by authors, and the category was fiction. Okay, Intuitionist won the 2016 Booker Award for the category of fiction, and also it won in 2017 it won an award called as Pulitzer Pulitzer Prize. Okay, award called as Pulitzer Prize. Also, it won in 2016. So it has won two awards, international awards, Booker Award in 2016 and Pulitzer Awards in 2017. Internationally acclaimed, internationally recognized awards. And the right answer is Colson Whitehead.